Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review on the game Wormholes. Now in Wormholes, you're going to be playing the part of an intergalactic taxi service of sorts, and the object of the game is to score the most amount of victory points by the time the game ends. So, let's check it out. So in this game, what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to score the most amount of victory points, and one of the main ways you're going to be doing this is you're going to be dropping off passengers at certain planets with these cards, and then collecting more passengers and continuing on the board to continue to drop off passengers and continue to pick up passengers. You're basically like a taxi service, and you're trying to do this before you end up running out of time, which is going to be with these tokens. So these cards are going to have the different planets on them, and it's also going to have the number of victory points as well. So you have a spaceship over here that you're going to be using, and you're going to have different ways you can move. Each of these energy bars over here is going to represent one movement, so you'll be able to move up the board. If you play another one, you'll be able to move up the board again, and so on. Now on your first turn, what you're going to do is you're going to go here, and then you're going to go ahead and place a wormhole somewhere adjacent to you, and this is going to be a wormhole. This means it's not activated. This means it is activated. You're going to activate the wormhole whenever you get the second one of these numbers on here in case the other one. So let's just say I went ahead and I placed a wormhole over here. So I would have spent one energy token. Now another movement rule is there will be certain planets that will have this orbit over here. You can spend a movement to basically move your ship to another place in the pattern of the orbit if you would like to. So let's just say I go ahead and spend another movement. Say I spend another movement, I'll go over here, and then another movement, and I'll go here, and then my opponent's going to go ahead and go. Now, right over here, this is a photon cannon. If you end up landing over here, you can use this to basically shoot across the board in a path. So you can go like over here, you can go this way, you can go up, etc. So that'll allow you to basically shoot across the board as far as you can, and you don't have to worry about any obstacles. You won't be able to pass through obstacles when you're doing your normal movement, like asteroids and planets and things like that. Other things you have here, you have the nebula. This is going to allow you a free movement. Once you land there, you'll get a movement there to the next spot for free. You also have black holes, which are currently not on the board, but if you land on a black hole, you'll immediately reveal the top card of the passenger deck and place your ship on any space adjacent to that planet on that passenger card. So you'll have the passenger deck over here. Another thing you're going to be able to do on your turn is, as you're moving around, you'll be able to go ahead and place a wormhole on the board next to you, and this is going to help you to travel to different places, so you'll be able to drop off these different passengers. What you have here, you have all these different planets, and they're all over the board here, so the wormholes will help you travel to them faster so you can drop off more passengers. So let's just say I ended up moving over here. One thing I could do again is I could just place a wormhole over here. Now, these are going to go ahead and get activated, so I'm going to turn them over. Also, what's going to happen is I'm going to receive this token because I was the first person to place a wormhole next to that certain planet. And this is going to have victory points on, and this is going to be worth 3 points. And the game is going to end once you go ahead and get down to the near the end here. This is going to signify that all the planets have a wormhole next to them, and that's going to signal the end of the game, and everybody's going to go ahead and get 3 more turns until this runs out. So this game is a race of sorts. Now, another thing you can do is you can use your opponent's wormholes. Let's say opponent has something over here and you wanted to travel through here, you could very well do so. However, what you're going to have to do is you're going to give your opponent one of these. This is basically payment for using his wormhole. This is going to be 1 victory point. So let's just say I'm looking through my cards over here and I've landed next to this planet and I happen to have this card over here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop off the passengers. I'm going to place this card in front of me, and I also have 3 cards left. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and discard any of these cards that I want into a separate pile in the space station. So let's just say I put a card here and I put a card here, and I'll go ahead and draw some more. I can draw up to 4 cards. Now I'll be able to pick these cards up if I end up somewhere on the space station over here. I will then be able to pick up these cards, and I'm only going to be able to pick up 2 planets that are different in that case. So an example of a move could be like this. Let's say I'm trying to get over here. I'm up over here. I could go hop over here. That'll be 1. That'll be a free move. That'll be 2. That'll be a free move. And then I'll be able to go 3 next to this planet. And then I can go ahead and drop off this card. What everyone's going to be doing is they're going to be moving around the board trying to get rid of as many planet cards as they can before you run out of time. After that, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and count up your points. Also, whenever you pick up passenger cards, cards, you're going to go ahead and flip this over just to say that you're picking up some more, and then you'll go ahead and reset that on your next turn. Also, you have wild wormholes. Wild wormhole basically means if I say I had a wormhole over here that was activated, my ship was over here, I could then use that to warp there or the other way around. Scoring works like this. For every passenger you deliver, you're going to get 2 points. Anytime you receive one of these from one of your opponents as payments for using your wormhole, you'll get 1 point each for those. The expedition tokens, which are these, you'll score for those. And then you'll also get 3 victory points for each different planet beyond 5 planets that you've delivered. So if you've delivered to 6 planets, then you're going to get ahead and get a bonus 3 points. But what you'll do is you'll go ahead and add up all the points, and whoever has the most amount of victory points at the end is going to win the game. Okay, so when you play Wormholes, the one thing you need to realize is that this game is a race. It's not a strategy game. I have found that if you look at it like a strategy game, right about the time when you're starting to get into the game is over. All 8 planets have basically got a wormhole on there, and then that basically is going to go ahead and trigger the end of the game. So the way you have to think about this game is you have to try to think about it as trying to get as many points as possible before the timer runs out on you. If you look at it like a strategy game and play it like a strategy game, it's going to end up like reading a book that has chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then all of a sudden it skips over to the end. But if you look at it like a race, in my opinion, it makes the game better, and it's meant to be a race. It really kind of depends on how fast everybody gets to these different planets. If you end up visiting like more than 5 planets, obviously that's going to trigger the end of the game faster. But if you try to stick with just a few planets, that might make the game last longer, and if you can just try to continue to get those cards, you're going to score more points. So you kind of have to think of that game that way. I think the game is unique for sure. It's kind of interesting being able to build your own wormholes and trying to build them in a way to where your opponent is going to be using them to try to get points. It's definitely an enjoyable, interesting game. It's not a game that takes a very long time to play, but again, it really just depends on how fast all of the planets end up getting claimed by wormholes. But it's a unique game. It's a good filler game, I think, and I think anybody who is looking for a unique filler game that plays like a race but does have a little bit of strategy to it should check it out. All right, guys, that's my review of Wormholes. Catch you later. Keep on gaming.